Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome ndani ya Mkenya Marekani. This is a platform where we highlight a lot of stories, most specifically for Kenyans or Africans here in America doing extraordinary things. And today, my friend, vuta kiti unakwambia ukae chini. Kama wewe ni mtu unapenda mambo ya drama, entertainment, yani huyu ni mtu alifuata career yake, passion yake. Huku US, watu wanadhaningi kazi ni moja ya kukuwa caregiver, na sijasema caregiver ni mbaya, ni poa. But we are focusing on somebody else who has like nakwambia gift ni muhimu kufuata bana. Inakufikisha mahali. Bwana asifiwe sana. So, nataka kwanza kabla nimuite, nataka tuone short clip yenye nimeweza kupata pale kwenye mitandao ya kijamii, and I believe you will all be mtafurahia, mtaenjoy. Wow. Wapi makofi na kelele bwana. Pale hiyo ambapo mnaniona wazee. Ladies and gentlemen, you know when it come to America we face a lot of issue. Si kuspell, si kizungu, si nini, lakini I believe she's faced all that and become victorious. Na sasa watu wanamsikiza pale Harvard University. Mwalimu hesabu, kuja utuambie ulisema hatuendi mbali, lakini hapa ni wapi? Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, mbwembwe na vifijo, tumkaribishe mgeni wetu mashuhuri wa leo ambaye anajulikana kama Anna.
Asante sana.
Welcome so much.
Oh, Gary, thank you so much for this opportunity. Nimefurahi sana nilisikia Mkenya Marekani sijui iko wapi, nikasema sawa, wacha nitajaribu kuingia mtandao leo. Kwa hivyo nashukuru.
Wow, absolutely. So we're gonna start with first things. Mimi nimepatana na wewe TikTok, and by the way, the first time nilikumeet I was still in Kenya. I saw your video, one of your video trending, na nikasema huyu mtu anafanya kitu unique sana. So before we want to start a small introduction. Ulitokea wapi Kenya? How you came around loving arts and performing, and then we can move from there.
Yes. Oh, so well, I was born in Kenya, of course. Mimi ni Mkenya. Tukiongea mambo ya county, I am from the Taita Taveta County. I was born in Nairobi and grew up in both Nairobi and Mombasa. And nilianza nikiwa, at least I think when I was 8 years old is when I started performing. And I started performing very young. I love the fact that my parents really supported me. Ile madrama nilikuwa nafanya kwa nyumba, the things I was sing in the morning, waking up all the neighbors, they did not mind. That used to be me. And then of course when I was at Star of the Sea Primary School where I went, I joined a lot of activities at kuimba, round songs. We were the best as singers in Coast Province that time, tukakuja Nairobi. So when I was very young, at 8 years old, I started performing, started singing. And then now when I came, I think when now the bug really caught me is in high school. I went to a school called Moifosis Academy Lanet, and it's in Nakuru. So I was so fortunate to meet one of our teachers, Dr. Mwalimu Omwaka. That was our acting teacher. So Mwalimu Omwaka took me and said, Anna, I think you can do this. So I joined the drama club, and I was the mainly times when we would go to performances, I would be the main actor. And then also I became the drama chair. And then after that, I was also doing, apart from the acting part, with Mwaka, we used to act in Swahili. I was also doing spoken word pieces, solo pieces, spoken word pieces. I didn't even know they were spoken word then. We just used to call them choral verses. So I did choral verse and I did solo verse. And I remember when I did my solo verse one day, I made it all the way till the nationals in Nairobi. At that time, tuko Nakuru. So huko nationals tu ndo nilikuwa actually I made it to provisional, lakini watu walisema ati niliibiwa ningekuwa nimeshinda, but it's okay. It didn't matter to me because I already had gotten the
Kilibiwo.
experience. Eh? Eh?
Kilibiwo.
I'd already gotten the experience. I had already got myself into loving art. And
Mhm.
so after high school, before I went to go to college, I joined Heartstrings Ensemble. And I think many old folks in Kenya will know that Heartstrings Ensemble was the hitting theater company then for comedies and farces. We used to kill it at the Goethe Institute, at the German Institute, National Theatre, French Cultural Center. We were the it thing. So I did also there. I would do many of those plays. I was one of the lead roles. And at that time we were under, if I may say, the tutelage of Samuel Mwangi and the departed, rest his soul in peace, or Erastus Award. So when we were starting up, he just, he grabbed me again, started acting, started performing, and then of course I also worked with Jacobo Tieno, one of our directors. I still there in Kenya, and many other actors who are married to bigger things like Victor, and also of course who was Churchill and Dambuki. We were with him together at the theater. So we all decided to grow, and God blessed me. I was able to come to the US, and when I came to the US, even before I left for the US, I went back to college at Catholic University of Eastern Africa. And over there, as I was studying economics, we didn't have theater there because I would have definitely wanted to take theater, but I took economics. But we started a drama club there, and again we started performing, we started acting, we started singing, doing all that. I recognized from a very young age that this was a gift, this was a talent, and that as long as my parents supported me, I kept on doing it. So I was able to win a lot of awards in Kenya, from the Balamwezi Awards to which one, the one that we did for all the universities in Kenya theater. I was the best actress in all the universities in Kenya. That's in 1999. I'm aging myself, 2000, that area. So then I came to America, and even when I came to America, and I tell my story because why not? I actually came to America because I won that award. It was called the University Arts Achievement Awards, and it was all the universities, private and public. And when I was the best actress, they said, those who have won have the opportunity to go to California and for a 1 week media performing arts conference. And I was like, why not? They're giving us a free visa. I never stepped at the embassy. We got our visas easy. And then at the same time, of course, you would raise your own money for airfare. So I was one of those people, and which is a good place for us to talk about it, because Mkenya Marekani tunajua
Yes,
kuna wengine wanakuja na njia ya masomo, kuna wengine wanakuja wanachomekea na wanapotelea hapa. So me, I was
kabisa.
one of those nilichomekea hapa. So
Drum rolls.
so because it was a 1 week, and then after that, after 3 months, you're supposed to go home. I was like, apana, let me see what this
Ukanyage
American.
vumbi tena.
Eh?
Ukaona ukanyage vumbi tena, au
Eh,
ukasema hapana.
Havana. I had already graduated from Catholic University. I wasn't able to go for my graduation because I was already in America. But at the same time, mimi nisema tu wacha nijaribu, because my dream has always been to be at the level of kusema I am acting and performing as a career, which I've been able to
Wow.
do, and at the same time also to go to Hollywood, which is coming very soon. Watch this
Hey,
space.
we
So
claim it.
so because of that, I was like, this is my passion, this is what I want to do, this is what feels right for me. And even here, I tried for the longest time to go to do my masters in theater arts, lakini siku hizo sikuwa na makaratasi, sa ikakuwa ngumu kufanya kwenda
Your
shule.
college,
But
yeah.
yeah, but guess what? In 2000, I went back, did my master's in theater arts. Masters in Fine Arts Theater at the Towson University. And that's how I ended up being now at Howard University teaching there. So all this time, those almost like over 20 years, less than, let me say 20 years, or between 15 and 20 years of being in America, I have been a full-time performing artist. I performed at different places. I performed at the Congress. I performed at the Smithsonian Museum of African Art. I performed in big venues in New York. I've met different dignitaries from the presidents of different African countries. I performed for Obama's inauguration that was organized by the Museum Festival, Museums, Smithsonian. So I've been able to work as a performing artist. I also started a band. I have my own band called Afro Floetry Band. We play African music. I also do my one woman shows. I have two shows. One is Never Thought I Was Black Till I Came to America, and the other one is called The Journey of the Spirit. And I perform in different venues, regional, national, even out of the country, in Morocco, and of course in Kenya too. So I am a full-time, a career performing artist. And with that, I am a comedian. Also, I'm a storyteller. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm an actress. I'm a singer, songwriter, and I'm a curator. So and I'm also a motivational speaker. So the opportunity to teach at Howard was because I was also teaching. Unajua ukiwa hapa lazima ufanye kazi mbili mbili. I
Yeah.
started my own company called Swahili 𝐿𝐶, teaching children and adults Kiswahili.
Mhm.
And because of that, they were looking for a professor who can teach Swahili. And because I had also taught even with other agencies, that's how I ended up going to Howard. So at Howard now, I'm still a performing artist and I'm also a professor there.
Wow. Wow. Hey,
Yeah.
a moment of silence for those accolades, bwana. Tunaongea na superstar.
Asante.
Wow, that's amazing. You know, all those coming from ulikuwa unajua mtu wa America?
Oh, in fact, that's a very good question. My one woman play called Never Thought I Was Black Till I Came to America, which I performed it in Atlanta. The Kenyans in Atlanta invited me to perform there, and I
Yeah.
performed there. One lady called Mary one time called me there, and I performed even in DC and also in California. I performed the play. But in the play, I talk about how I didn't really know anyone here. I did have cousins, and my mother had given me a list of all my relatives. So it was unajua ile bahatisha tu,
Yeah.
we piga usikie utambua nini, alafu ukitoka home. I even talk about that in my one woman play, unaambiwa usirudi, usirudi hapa. So I mean, I was told, even I talk about it in the play. I said I have a song I sing, usirudi, usirudi. And then for those who don't understand usirudi, I translate, don't come back. So
Don't
after
come
you are
back,
told
oh.
don't come back, I was like, hey. So I after my conference, I called my cousin. Even before, it was way between the conference, and the conference was at UCLA, and we were able to taken to tours of Hollywood, go to those studios and stuff. I was like, let me call my cousin. Luckily, the first cousin I called, the first relative, picked up and told me, come. And she
Mhm.
sent me a ticket to New Mexico. So after LA, I went to New Mexico. And so in my one woman shows, I talk about I went to New Mexico. That so what do I usually say? I say, I call my cousin, I say, come. And she sent me a ticket to New Mexico. Before you know it, I had become a human suitcase. I had moved from Los Angeles to New Mexico to Virginia to Maryland in less than 1 year. Nobody wanted long-term responsibilities. I get it. Nobody wanted another belly to feed. So I talk about my experience through that.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Eh,
Uh-huh.
eh, eh. So you know, that's one of the biggest challenges that we face here in
Yes.
America. We don't
Yeah.
know we are black until we are here in the US. Did you ever face
Yeah.
something that intrigued like that feeling?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Again, as part of my one woman show, and I talk about that. I was like, the beginning of the play says, I never thought I was black till I came to America. And I say, because people are telling me, hey Anna, you better be careful because you are driving while black, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden, I am in the metro. I pick up the phone. I say, hello, mommy, sikuski, apa mambo ni gangari. And everyone is looking at me as if I am a terrorist. That's when it hit me. I'm black. So
Where?
the way you know you're black is through your experiences. The experiences you go through here make you realize, ile mambo, you come from Kenya or from different parts of Africa and you think, oh, I am Cameroonian, oh, I am Kenyan, oh, I
Yeah.
am, Ugandan. That nationality thing becomes number four. The number first thing is number one, you are black. Then number two, not only are you black, you are now an immigrant. Then
Eh,
number three, not only are you an immigrant, you are an African immigrant. Not only
wow.
are you an African, now you are now a Kenyan. So hiyo mambo ya ukabila inaenda potea kabisa, because nobody knows that. What are you talking about? Mkikuyu? What is that? Yeah.
In fact, they know Masai only.
Yes, yes.
Oh, are you
So
a runner? Are you a runner?
yes, or are you a runner? So there are so many things that humble you when you come, because now you realize mambo ya ukabila or mambo ya whatever, or class is out the window. Number one, we all know that as black people or as Africans, we face a lot of discrimination. So you start experiencing that. I talk about that too. Unaenda kwa restaurant, unaenda kwa dollar store, unafuatwa tu kwa sababu mtu anafikiri you are going to steal.
Yeah.
Especially if you are one of those people like me who gets in a store and I'm confused, what do I want to get? Somebody's just thinking now this one is going to steal. So so there are so many experiences that humble you to realize you're a black person in America.
Wow, wow, wow. That's one of the agendas that you are pushing here is
Yeah,
the African agenda. And even
yeah, yeah.
from your attire, kidogo, hey, unauza sera sana za Kiafrika sana.
Sana. Lazima sera za Kiafrika ziuje.
Eh,
It's so important that we identify ourselves
mhm.
and that we are African, because it's so important. And when we are saying that, we are not trying to discriminate or rather to separate ourselves from the African Americans. They are our brothers and sisters. They are African too. But the most important thing is to know that if we are together as African people, we are stronger. And I think there's a poem that I did called the Dream I Have for Africa. And when you come to, you really, to be honest with you, and I think many of your viewers will this will resonate with them. When
Yeah.
you're in your country, whether it's Nigeria, whether it is Kenya, you don't really invest so much in knowing about your country. You don't
Mhm.
even invest so much in knowing about your history as Africans or as Kenyans. It is when you come to diaspora, is when you come to a foreign land that you now start investing. You start
Yeah,
understanding, oh, yani we export this. Some people don't even know that we export flowers.
I
Kenya is
know.
the number one, the third exporter of flowers in the whole world. You understand? You start learning so much about your country. Why?
Yeah.
Because of the segregation or the discrimination or the bias that you come and receive, whereby you have felt like you are nobody. So you want to show who you are, you have to now go back to how far you have gone as a people, as a continent. And I tell people in my poem that Africa is the richest continent in natural resources. And let me tell you, it is. I mean, gold, diamond, flowers, copper, and even there's something called coltan that 80% comes from Africa, and it is what is used in our cell phones and our laptops. So when you come to America, you come to a foreign country, you start having the love for your country more,
Mhm.
because you realize what you are, who you are, and also you realize how you are looked down upon as an African person, and especially with the people who have no idea of where Africa is, or people who have been shown pictures of Africans always being a poor continent, children crying, no food, no whatever. So you make it your point to now celebrate your culture, your country, your continent, because you want people to see the positive of your people.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Now, talking about that, in relation to that, you have been in the US for over 15, 20 years. Sijui ni miaka ngapi?
Yeah.
Ulimi
Yeah.
hujabadilisha bwana.
Eh?
Ulimi hujabadilisha. We don't say,
No, because
nimeona in one of your poem umesema we don't say water.
uh-huh.
We say water.
Yes, and let me tell you something. Yani I made it intentionally not to badilisha, because
Yeah,
I wanted to be who I am, to
yeah.
be authentically myself. Nikianza hapa kutweng hata dakika mbili Mwamerika akiingia hapa atakwambia where are you from? Exactly. Sasa hii utweng
Ah,
tunaendanga huko tunapeleka huko Kenya is stupidity, because
Yeah.
an American will recognize immediately and know that, no, even as
Usi
much as
usi.
you try to
Isi
trend,
yetu hii.
yeah, you're not an American. You're not,
Yeah.
yeah, as a Fambia, where are you from? Because when there's just a small slip, you will say, instead of saying, the way they say maybe sugar, utasema sugar. Hey, umetwengi hiyo yote, lakini hapo
Ikabakisha kitu kidogo.
Yes. So to me, there is no need to become somebody else. There is no need to become to act or to imitate, because the most important thing is the American understanding what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
they do understand what I'm saying, that's it. So akuna haja, because the truth of the matter is we all in the world have accents. Even when an American go to America, to Kenya, will say, you have an accent. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from America. You understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
our
And
accents
even
should
America itself has different accents
yes,
from Texas, Washington, everywhere.
yes,
New York wanaongea kivingine.
yes. So our accent should be something of pride, not
Yeah.
something that is shameful as some people think. It should be what makes us identify, be proud of our culture. I like the way the Jamaicans are so up with their accents, they don't care. Until now, even some, but us sometimes we are trying to copy, act. No, be yourself. You are more respected actually when you're authentically yourself.
Yeah. What is one of the biggest challenges you've ever faced being an immigrant? Vile tumejiita, being an immigrant huku
Yeah.
US.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Being
What is
an
one of the
immigrant,
biggest? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
being an immigrant, I tell people the biggest challenge. Oh Lord have mercy. I think the biggest challenge is when you don't have papers. It is the biggest challenge.
Mm.
When you are quote unquote, and I talk about this in my one woman play, illegal as they call it, or
Yeah.
undocumented. That
Yes.
is the biggest challenge. Ask any immigrant, they will tell you yes, because there are always gatekeepers, and there's like some
Mm-hmm.
gates and doors you can't go through. And but when you have your documentation,
Yeah.
sky is the limit in America. If you want to say, Leo, Mimi, I want to be a pilot because I had this desire, you will go to a pilot school. You can be a pilot. It doesn't matter. If you want to say, me, I want to be a doctor, it will cost you. They give you this financial aid, which you have to pay a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
if that is what you want to be, you can
You will
become.
become. Yeah.
Yes. If you say, me, I want to drive trucks, like my mother was telling me, there is a person who's less than 4 foot here, in a Kenyan guy, and he's driving
Oh, yeah,
trucks.
yeah.
Yes, you can become. In America, once you have that documentation, there is no thing you cannot become if you commit, if you
Mm-hmm.
work hard, if you are serious, and if you know exactly what you want. So I think
Wow.
when you don't
Yeah.
have papers is the hardest part.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Pale inakuanga balaa.
Yes, hapo ni
na,
balaa kabisa.
na,
Me, I
na,
used to
na,
have friends.
eh,
I would perform at the State Department because
yeah.
I started doing my spoken word poetry about Africa. My poems mainly about Africa and about
Yeah.
gender issues, and of course those days I would talk even about HIV and AIDS. So I was such an on demand anywhere they want an African poet. So I covered myself. I carved myself a niche. So anywhere they want an actor that or actress or poet that is from Africa, they will call me, especially here in DC, Maryland. And I
Mhm.
would walk in the State Department, pale wanashikaka watu.
Yeah.
Mimi, I don't have papers. All I, that time,
Rakadosh.
that time I didn't have papers. All I had was we were able to get like a tax ID. And
Yeah.
those days in Virginia with a tax ID, you could get a driver's license. So
Mhm.
I was able to drive. But I had my driver's license and that's it. So I used to tell people, hapa haijaandikwa sina makaratasi. No one knows, eh?
Hey! Hakuna mtu anajua.
I go, I do my stuff, I get paid, I move on. You understand? But yes, there are sometimes you get so scared. Ukiendesha usiku, unaogopa, unaona, hey, naweza shikwa. Alafu, of course, you had to do some other jobs to sustain yourself. Unafanya kazi zingine ambao ufurahii. Like me, I used to work at the mall.
Mhm.
Way long time. I used to work at an African store. I used to sell stuff there. I also, but so you get hired, but sometimes you get hired under the table. So
Yeah.
that you are not living to your full potential because
Yeah.
kizuizi or that
Yeah.
obstacle you have
Hindrance
not
kubwa
accepted.
sana.
Yes.
we. That's amazing. Na what about vile ulifika America, food na vitu kama hizo ziliwahi kuchallenge ama vile watu wanatuchukuliaga?
Of course, that's what you unaniuliza maswali zenye ziko kwa one woman play. Why don't you just invite me to come and perform it one of these days?
I know. Actually, we have a very huge Kenyan population here. Now we always have big events hapa hivi.
Yes.
And since sasa umeingia kwa reda ya Washington, you never know.
Please, nitakuja huko Seattle. Hata niko na relatives huko, because I think the people will really resonate. This play will really resonate with people, because it's about the immigrant experience. I talk about that in my play. I'm like, hey, let me give you a part that when I do this part, a lot of Africans get upset. Si ati wanakasirika, yani wanaona tu kama inawauma roho kabisa.
Inachoma kabisa.
Yeah, but Americans, they laugh. So anyway, when I talk about first I talk about my experience with Papa Chicken. Hey, when I saw Papa Chicken, every Friday when I got paid, I was at Papa Chicken's for that number 2. Until for that drumstick and tie, until they started calling me the number 2 lady. And this Papa Chicken had what I call the added value. Guess what the added value is? So wanna guess. Then I tell them, no, the added value is the skin. I ate that skin until I inherited the added value. You know what the added value is in the back there. Anyway, so
hey, Inikali.
So when I talk about that, people are so excited. Now I talk about, but how many people like potato salad? Hakuna Mwafrika naika mkono juu ana like potato salad. I said, let me tell you why Africans don't like potato salad. When they gave me that potato salad, guess where I put it? In the microwave. They said, oh, no, girl. Potato salad, we eat it cold. I said, in Africa, everything we eat is hot. From the fire to the belly. So they are so excited. But then I said, so I decided I'm going to start cooking my own foods. Because my African food in my apartment. One day, I had a knock at the door. Coco! It was the apartment manager. I said, yes. She said, ma'am, the whole building has lodged a complaint. They say there's a pungent smell that comes from this apartment. They say it smells like a dead cat. I said, yes, ma'am. Every Sunday when you come back from church, the smell comes out. I said, but that is my cooking, girl. You better tone down whatever you're cooking, child, because it stinks out the whole damn building. But that is my grandmother's recipe. Bambala fish. I don't care what it is. This ain't Africa. Sasa nikisema hivyo Afrika umekasirika. Wanaona sasa nimewachoma.
Unawachoma.
So I always want to know, why are they so mad? Because that's the experience. A lot of immigrants have been told their food stinks or smells by Americans or people who don't know. It's not like their American food, some of it doesn't stink. You understand? Or smell. But I hear, so foods definitely. There are some foods you don't even want to eat, like mac and cheese, like potato salad. Those were not my kind of foods. So I talk about all this experience in my one-woman show.
Is that the one that I saw you cooking on the show?
No, that one is the other one called the journey of the spirit. The one for the one that if you want to see it, is called. It has clips, small clips, and there's one clip that I talk about. White people can't dance. That's part of that one-woman show. I talk about I talk about different things. So you can find it just by looking for. Just type and if you look for. Never thought I was black till I came to America. On YouTube and type Mama Africa Anna, you'll be able to see some clips.
Wow. So, what a captivating story, bana.
Yes.
The reason I can concur with you, American jokes ama American humor yenye watachekesha itawachekesha si yenye inatuchekeshaga. So even for yourself, you have to like flip yourself a little bit to enter into that market.
Yes.
Which is what we failed as artists, comedians, and musicians who come from Kenya. They don't flip it so that they can cross the market.
Yes.
Unapata
Go ahead.
Unapata we go into the market, for example, the American market, but with the either the Kenyan style, then it doesn't go. It's not in the twang, but it's in
Mhm.
the what you're doing. What are you offering?
It's in the delivery.
Yeah,
So yeah, so our delivery always has to change whenever you go. You have to know your audience. So whenever you're performing for Americans, you know these are the jokes that work for them. For Africans or immigrants, these are the jokes. For different people of a community, old women or old men, or adults over 40 and above, these are the jokes that work for them. So you have to know your audience.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Harvard University,
Uh,
ukaingia pale unafunza Swahili.
yes.
Wow, wow. How is that for you?
Well,
Inakutreat namna gani?
Howard, I don't want you to say Harvard because
Oh,
I'm
is he
at Howard.
Harvard? Inaitwa Howard.
Ni Howard,
Mungu
yes.
wangu, nisaidie
Howard
Mungu wangu. Nisaidie Mungu wangu. Hii?
Howard Howard is a HBCU, is the number one or the most, I think, most famous HBCU, historically black college or university. And so it's right now, if you many of you know, many actors, famous actors have come from Howard, like our beloved Wakanda, what's his name? Chadwick Boseman came from
Mhm.
Howard. Taraji P. Henson came from Howard. Yeah, there are so many of them who have come from Howard. And of course, right now, the dean of the School of Performing Arts, Dean Felicia Rashad, is also who was the mother in the Cosby Show. Also, is
Mhm.
the dean there at Howard. So Howard is a famous HBCU, and in the whole of the world. I mean, people come from everywhere to come at Howard, and of course the professors, and I mean, it's really rigorous also what they are studying or what we teach. So it is mandatory that if you're taking you're in the School of Arts, or what you call College of Arts, not Fine Arts, you have to study an African foreign language. So there are many foreign languages, and there are many African languages there. We have Swahili, we have Yoruba, we have Amharic, we're going to have Twi, and of course we have Zulu, we have French, and so there are many other languages that are taught there at Howard University.
Wow, wow, wow. That's fantastic, man. Following your dream, huku US. That's
Yes,
amazing. I'm really happy for you. There are people, ama wazazi, because I watched recently. This is probably when, as we close up, I
yes,
watched recently of a guy who was one of the Churchill comedians akisema
yes,
mama yake alimkataa because she used to hakuwa anapenda mambo ya kuact, kuigiza. So kuna hao wazazi wapendi mambo ya kuigiza, they don't support their children because they feel like they will not amount to anything. What is your
yeah.
advice to such, especially both to children and to parents, because wewe umetoka kwa hiyo background?
Yeah, number one, I'm really grateful for my mom and dad for just supporting me. All my dad said and my mom was, as long as your school academics is good, you can continue performing. So I even remember I'd had strings. I brought my mom who come see my shows. My dad came too, and my dad is passed on, but when he was alive, he was very encouraging to me. As long as I did well in school, I could continue. And me nilikuwa mtoto mtundu, so being the youngest, sometimes you get a lot of pass. But at the same time, even my older siblings, no, my parents never told them, "Oh, you need to do this," or they gave us that free will, which is very important. And I encourage parents to do that, because I believe my spiritual aspect that all our children or children come here with their talents. Children
Mhm.
come to this world with their talent. Tayari Mungu ashawapatia assignment, eh? Usianze kupatia mtoto assignment. Ana assignment ameletwa hapa na Mungu, ako kwa assignment. And
Yeah,
when sometimes when we don't do that to our children, when we force them to do things that they don't want to do, they end up disappointing us anyway, because guess what? Either they don't do it right, or they do it and they leave it halfway, and they've spent all your money with college and all that stuff, and they still follow their dreams, because when you are 18 and above, you can't tell a child anything. You understand? Kama
yeah.
ametoka kwa nyumba yako. So please, I encourage parents to support their children's dreams, as long as their dreams and their talents are good. productive, najua. And when I'm saying good citizens, mwizi hiyo si talanta. So but
Unasema hiyo ni
performing
nini?
eh?
Unasema si talanta ni nini?
Hiyo ni bad behavior. But but performing arts,
Yeah.
music, cooking, being a chef, so many virtual artists or creative artists, wale wa kuchora,
Yeah.
comedians. That's the assignment that God gave them. And believe you me, itazaa matunda. Because for me right now, I have sit with dignitaries, I have performed, I have been able to been paid over $40,000. Mtu anakulipa ya kufanya performance. Yeah, you understand? Is the yeah.
Hey.
I have traveled out of the. I have been paid for my tickets. Traveled all the way, all over America and out of America. I met princesses. I met presidents. And because I followed my dream and I was supported through following my dream. So I encourage parents to please support your children's dream. Please, 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 please don't force them. Don't live through your children. Unajua wengine wanasema mimi sikuenda university, kwa hivyo wewe lazima uende na ufanye accounting.
Yeah.
No, they can still go to university but not doing what you wanted to do. Let them create their own paths. As we are saying, we are brought here with our own assignments by God. We are born with an assignment. All of us, and our talents are our assignments. So me, I really believe that is what parents should do. Support, support, support. When it comes to us now, we have to invest in our assignments. That means commitment. Usifanye tu kitu kesho useme it didn't bear fruit. You have to be persistent. If you know many of my friends, they will tell you, Anna is persistent. Na ni ukweli.
Kujituma.
I push from the time I was writing my poetry to my basement to right now where I own my own home and I own my own businesses. I pushed. I did not let anybody tell me no. I was persistent. I kept on waking up at 4 a.m. to write my poetry. I even have a sitcom coming up soon. That's what I'm saying. Mtaniona Hollywood because our sitcom is almost ready. So you push and push and push and you never stop. And you don't say, you don't give up. Doors will be shut. People will tell you no. But as long as you believe in yourself, as you know you are doing the right thing, because it's also not about the money. And I'll tell you the truth. Those days when I was following the money, I did not get to the success that I have now. Ukifuata pesa itakuja lakini haitakaa na hata utakuwa unaji stress, but do it for the love and money will come. You will be shocked. Money inakuwa toka left, right and center, unaitwa hapo, unaambiwa hii, unaambiwa what is your budget? When you do it for the love, money will follow you. Unajua ile nyimbo, money follow me. It will follow you. Yeah.
Wow. This is hey. Tunatoa sadaka kwa nambari gani? Really preaching enough.
Yes, it is good preaching. I also wanted to mention a few things because I know we are also wrapping up. Please, ambie wenzako waende Mama Africa Anna on YouTube. Mama Africa Anna. There you see my comedy, my interviews, my storytelling, my singing with my band. Mimi band yangu tunaimbanga Afro music songs that I make. I have 3 CDs out. I have a children's book. I have a poetry book. I have a DVD. And I'm about to have a sitcom. So as I'm saying all this, I'm saying that we are pushing the envelope. No one is telling us no. So check my YouTube page, Mama Africa Anna. Subscribe also on TikTok, Mama Africa Anna, on Instagram, Mama Africa Anna. I also have teachers who teach Swahili. I'm also a Swahili teacher for kids on Zoom, SwahiliHalisi.com if you want to register. I also have a non-profit that helps a lot of people in my village, in my vicinity, people that I know who need educational assistance, and it's called Upendo Educational Foundation. And what else before I forget? And of course, I have my 2 plays, Never Thought I Was Black Till I Came to America, which I'm willing to come and bring it to any city, any state to entertain and reminisce about our immigrant experience as a comedian. It has comedy, it has poetry, it has storytelling, and also the journey of my spirit. This talks about finding yourself, your spiritual self, and therefore finding yourself. I'm also a motivational speaker. I speak different places, churches, universities, colleges, private institutions. Sometimes I'm hired to do like a presentation of on Nguzo Saba, this seven principle of Kwanzaa, and how to relate it with the office. I do that. I get paid very good money if a pharmacies like I was hired by a pharmacy and they paid me very well for just showing how to relate Nguzo Saba with the African culture and also with office etiquette and all that. So there's so much I'm doing, and I really encourage you to continue also doing what you're doing, following your dreams, and at the same time, let's support each other because when I make it, because I made it, you have made it, and when you make it, we have made it.
Wow, wow. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Nakwambia, hey, sitaongeza kitu yote kwa hii show because it has been. Hey, uzito
Asante.
maradufu.
Well,
So,
what
ladies and
unafanya
gentlemen, let's do one thing. Let's go
yes.
and subscribe to her channel. Na pia kwa TikTok anajituma pia, twende pale hivyo to subscribe kwa wasanii wetu. You know, we have to start building African artists here abroad ndio wapate hiyo limelight, unajua. So let's all push, go to her. Content yake inakuanga noma sana mazee, so si lazima uone content. Kuna content zenye watu wanaonanga zina trend, tutrendishe vitu kama hizi za maana man.
Ni ukweli
Yeah,
kabisa.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, tuende pale hivyo kwa TikTok, kwa YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, zote ako pale. Pia kuna website yake iko na information. If you want to reach her, you can always talk to her hapo hivyo ndani. Na mimi I got to meet her on TikTok na tukaongea.
Yeah.
Naona mwalimu wa hesabu, hapa ni wapi? Tuko kwa interview.
Then my website is anamwalagho.com, and
Yeah.
definitely my booking manager will get back to you once you email us. Our email is book@anamwalagho.com. So if you email us, the booking manager will respond, book@anamwalagho.com.
Wow, that's fantastic. I really thank you so much for your time. It's been a blessing to have you and even to accept to stop by. Tumeiba masaa yako imepita kidogo, but thank you so much. We really appreciate, and hopefully there's gonna be a lot that will be birthed after this interview, and the
Yes.
people will be. They will also, other people will get to see you and see how gifted you are to this generation and to the universe. You know. So
Oh,
thank you
yes.
very much. I appreciate you. God
And I
bless you.
also want to say I appreciate you. I thank you. And tutaendelea kuongea. This is
Kabisa.
not the last time. So tuta keep in touch. Asante.
Kabisa. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that has been a great, great, great show. Mazee, hey, sijui niambie nini watu. So, if you're new here, remember to subscribe because anything that happens huku US inakujanga kwa Mkenya Marekani first. This is the platform where we educate you. Ni mambo tu ya positive vibration, unajua. Kujengana, there's a lot of people going under a lot of hard circumstances, but and also people who are starting businesses. Unaona, we highlight all these issues because we are forming another home away from home and also promoting our people, promoting our businesses. So kama uko na story unataka tupige, get to us and we'll highlight your story to the world. May God bless you. Remember to subscribe kama kawaida, and God bless you. Tutaonana baadaye inshallah. Thank you very much.